Chapter 1. Structure of a leaf. The leaf is a plant cell organ. As with all organs, it's made up of many different tissues which work together to perform a specific function. The function of the leaf is to perform the chemical reaction of photosynthesis. The different tissues in a leaf are arranged in layers. When you study a diagram of a leaf, it usually shows a cross-section of the leaf to show you what it looks like inside. Let's start at the top of the leaf, the upper side, and make our way downwards. The first tissue layer of the leaf is called the upper epidermis, which is made up of only one layer of cells. These epidermal cells are usually transparent as they contain no chloroplasts. Covering them on the outer surface of the leaf is usually a layer of clear, wax-like substance called a cuticle. The purpose of the cuticle is to prevent water loss from the upper side of the leaf. Light can pass straight through the cuticle and epidermis layer to the next tissue layer, which is called the palisade mesophyll tissue. This is where most photosynthesis happens in the leaf. The cells that make up this layer are called palisade cells. They're long cells which stand vertically in the layer and are quite tightly packed together. An important adaptation of these cells is that they're full of chloroplasts, the organelle where photosynthesis takes place. This means that the light hitting the leaf passes through many chloroplasts on its journey through the leaf and maximizes the amount of photosynthesis that can take place. This tissue layer is 1 to 5 cells thick. Leaves that are closer to the sun have more layers of palisade cells than leaves in the shade. Underneath the palisade mesophyll layer is a layer called the spongy mesophyll, which is made up of cells that are more rounded in shape and have fewer chloroplasts. As the name suggests, the cells in this layer are not as tightly packed together and there are air spaces between them. The reason for this is to allow gases to circulate freely through this layer, carbon dioxide from the air to the palisade cells for photosynthesis, and oxygen passing out of the leaf to the air. But how did this carbon dioxide enter the leaf? On the bottom of the leaf, the underside, is another epidermis layer called the lower epidermis. Dotted throughout the layer are tiny holes called stomata. These stomata open to let gases enter and leave the leaf. Leaves also have veins, which are part of the plant's vascular tissue. In the leaf, the vascular tissue is arranged in long strands called vascular bundles. These bundles include 2 types of tissue, xylem and phloem. Both xylem and phloem are made up of cells that form long tubes like pipes, which carry substances up and down the plant from root to leaf. Xylem carries water and minerals from the soil, and phloem carries mainly sucrose, which is a sugar that the leaves form from the glucose they make during photosynthesis. Leaves are adapted for efficient photosynthesis. They're broad to give them a large surface area to absorb maximum amounts of light, and they're thin to give gases only a short distance to travel. They contain many different tissues. These are the palisade layer, which contain the chlorophyll needed for photosynthesis, the vascular tissue, which brings water to the cells and takes away sucrose, a product of photosynthesis, and the lower epidermis with its stomata, which enable gases to enter and leave the leaf.